Hello guys, welcome to the Commander Lounge. This is my favorite commander deck. His name is Prosh, Skyraider of Kher. He is a Jund commander. He costs Jund colors and 3 colorless. He is a flying 5/5 dragon with whenever you cast Prossh, Skyraider of Kher, put X01 red kobold creature tokens named Kobolds of Kher Keep onto the battlefield where X is the amount of mana spent to cast Prosh. His second ability is a great ability where you sacrifice another creature and Prosh gets essentially fire breathing until end of turn. I built this commander to basically, I just love the token theme, so I went into a token theme commander deck. And the cool thing about this token theme is that it's not, because of the colors, it's not like pump them up and get into the red zone. It's more about sacrificing them through either attrition effects or sacrificing just the Voltron Prosh up. This is probably the only kind of token decks where you see it be a token slash Voltron strategy type of deck. But this deck is it's a mid-range deck. It gets going fast. You'll probably what Prosh likes to do. He likes to kill the one player that's kind of about to go off quickly, or the one player that people don't like because they're playing some taxing effect or something like that that's keeping people from playing the game. Usually Prosh gets in there and takes them out of there real quick before they can kind of lock the game out and piss people off or do degenerative things. So when you're with this strategy, with this deck that I built, you pick a player and you have to kill that player and then kind of reboot and go on to the next one and the next one. And I mean, sometimes you might get a case where you can kill all 3 at once, but most of the time you're just going to be taking the most offensive player and commander out of the game, and people will thank you for that and maybe let you go. This deck is called Everyone Loves Prosh for 2 reasons, just because of all the tokens that help Prosh out, and also a lot of people in my play group kind of worry when they see Prosh. They go, oh, are you running, combo in this deck? Are you comboing off through Ashnod's Altar and Phyrexian Altar, or are you food chaining with this card? No. By the way, this deck only has 1 tutor in it. I hate tutors. The only tutor I run in this deck is Sylvan Scrying, and that's a tutor for land, and that's just to get my utility lands, because I didn't have enough of them to kind of, I just wanted to run a whole bunch of different utility lands in it. And yeah, I hate tutors. I mean, honestly, in Commander, this format, you should be able to build a deck that's pretty consistent anyways, because there are a lot of cards that do, essentially the same thing as the other card, But yeah, let's get into the deck. First is Prosh, of course, and we're going to get into our lands. We got our lands that tap for all the colors, which is Mana Confluence, City of Brass, Command Tower, Reflecting Pool, Opal Palace, and then we get into our 2 fetch lands, which is Bloodstained Mire and Wooded Foothills, and we get into the dual lands, which is, we got a Bayou, a Taiga, and a Badlands, and then we go into the Shocklands. We got Stomping Ground, Blood Crypt, Overgrown Tomb, and then we go into Checklands, I think they're called, which Rootbound Crag, and Woodland Cemetery. And then we have a manland, Raging Ravine, so just in case the board gets wiped, you can still get in there for some damage. And then now to our utility lands. Reliquary Tower was questionable in this deck, but because I don't have a ton of ways to draw, but usually when I do, there are a chance, like with Fecundity and stuff, that I could just draw so many cards, and you just want them all, so drawing into Reliquary Tower is very good when Fecundity goes off. Alright, we got Ancient Tomb, which is amazing. Get you ramping quick. Temple of the False Gods, that's pretty good. Especially in ramping, it's great. Homeward Path is amazing in this deck because if somebody takes Prosh or tucks Prosh, because in this deck I don't have any protection for Prosh, so I mean, if they take control of them, like that could just be game over for me. Like, yes, I have other ways to win without Prosh, but I mainly rely on Prosh to win in this deck. We got Strip Mine to get rid of any lands you don't like. Got Kessig Wolf Run. This is a game ender. Prosh Voltron up, give them trample, and give them even more power just to get into the red zone for commander damage. You will be mainly winning through commander damage with this. We got Kher Keep just to make more tokens. And then I believe we have 7 Forest. And then we have a Bajukabog to get rid of graveyards. We have Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, just to fix all of our colors. I don't run Cabal Coffers because I don't really care about that. I just want to basically have the fix, the mana fixing, make sure I get all my colors on time so I can get Prosh out as soon as possible. And then we run 3 more swamps with them. And then we run 1, 2, 3, 4 mountains. Alright, so now we're getting into our ramp spells. I got a Cultivate, Kadama's Reach. Oracle of Moldai is amazing because she basically fixes the top card of your library, keep getting the lands and then playing them and then just getting straight gas out of the top card. And we have Ranger's Path. Garruk Wildspeaker with Doubling Season, I guess you can just go straight to the ultimate and give all your creatures +3/+3, but most of the time my creatures are going to be dead before then, so I mostly use it for the ramp and also protection if I really need to use the neg one. Ashnod's Altar, no, I don't combo. Like I said, I have Ashnod's Altar just because it synergizes so well with the tokens. And I also want to get in the scenario. It hasn't happened yet, but I would love a game where I have all these tokens out, and then I Ashnod Altar, I sacrifice them all, just to play Exsanguinate, and someone goes, okay, counter target spell, and then I just cry and laugh at the same time. So, we'll see if that scenario ever happens. I'll let you guys know in the future. We got Sky Shroud Claim, probably one of the best ramp spells, because they come in untapped, and you can grab your dual lands and shock lands. I got Farseek, Mana Vault, Sakura Tribe Elder, Soul Ring, Staple, Exploration, amazing card. My one tutor, Sylvan Scrying, just to grab any land, like if I need a Keswick Wolf Run to end the game, if I need Homeward Path to get my Prosh back, or if I need a Bajukabog to get rid of graveyards. That's why this is in here. And we got Birds of Paradise, just for mana fixing. Well, it ramps too, so. Alright, now we're getting into the card draw. Staff and In, I love this card when it first came out. It's, especially in any ramp deck, any deck ramping real quick, it's great to have a card that draws upkeep. And I can also ping out little guys, just keep pinging. Alright, we have Regrowth to get something back from the graveyard. We have Eternal Witness to do that on a stick. We got Fecundity, which is absolutely amazing in this deck. You will be getting more value than anybody else just because of all the creatures you're going to be sacrificing to Prosh. Slate of Ancestry is really good too. Try to get this before you sacrifice all your creatures to Prosh, because then you can get exactly what you need. Phyrexian Arena. It's an amazing card. I don't run... what's that card called? I forgot. I'm just going to move on anyways. Whatever. Seer, because of all the tokens, if I need to. If I need to... I mainly use this just as another sack outlet. But, like, if I get in a scenario where everybody else's board's too overwhelming, and I'm like, I need to find my Oblivion Ring or Perilous Vault, this guy kind of helps me get there. Sensei's Divining Top. Skull Clamp, ridiculous with tokens. Insane with tokens. This is why you need Reliquary Tower. And now we're getting to the removal. We have Maelstrom Pulse. Acidic Slime. We got Putrefy. And we got Vraska the Unseen. She her neg 3 destroys target on-land permanent. You're mainly going to be using the neg 3 in here, but every once in a while you'll be able to ramp out really quick. And this is the only time you get a fast kill in this deck, but it rarely happens, especially because you can't tutor. You can actually have, get a Doubling Season out like really early, and then play her the turn after and get the 3/1/1 Black Assassin creature tokens, which will get double that, so you'll get 6 of them. So you could close out a game really quick with her if you get extremely lucky. And we got Beast Within, amazing card. And then we have Dictative Erebos, which is whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent sacrifices a creature. It is insane with Prosh. This will just completely wipe the board. And even if you don't, I've had a scenario where I went against against a Vrol's deck, and I actually didn't even use this card. I used the Grave Pact card, which does the same thing for one less mana, but you have to be more color intensive. But I actually had a scenario where I was facing a Vrol's deck, along with 2 other players, but he went real quick with, Fauna Shaman dumping stuff into the graveyard, like Phyrexian Dreadnought or whatever his name is. And he didn't notice, I guess he didn't notice my Grave Pact, and he didn't notice that I guess I could sacrifice, all my tokens to Prosh. But he made a Blink Moth, or an Ink Moth Nexus, and then he scavenged the Dreadnought onto him, making him like I guess a 13/13 infect. And in response, I'm like, okay, response, I'll just sacrifice my tokens, trigger Grave Pact, say bye to your land. It was pretty funny, and he's like, oh, okay. All right, now this is kind of like my hidden gem for this deck. I absolutely love this card, Mog Infestation. First, one person board gets out of control, destroy all their creatures, and turn each creature that died into 2 little 1/1 goblins, which is hilarious. But also, late game, you can do this to yourself if you have, like, Purphoros, God of the Forge out. You can destroy all your tokens, pretty much essentially doubling all your tokens, and also getting all the triggered abilities off of Purphoros, pretty much killing everybody at the table. It's a good way to end the game, and it's a little combo that ends the game. And then we have our oh shit buttons. Absolutely every commander deck needs these cards, because it is extremely important with how long the game goes and how many players are playing. Sometimes you can get so confused by the board and being like, okay, people are going to be dying soon. So sometimes you just want to prevent that from happening. So Oblivion Stone does that, and so does Perilous Vault. Now we go on to my token producers. Tempt with Vengeance is kind of like a game ender for somebody's side, because nobody will ever say okay to this offer. They will always go, okay, you get the tokens that you want, and this also works really well with Ashnod's Altar, because you'll essentially double all your tokens on the battlefield. We got Emrakul Hatcher. We got Symbiotic Worm. Grave Pact. An amazing card. I love this card. I love the art on it. Look at all the fucking zombies coming out of them. And we got Avenger of Zendikar. Amazing token producer. Sometimes take over a game by itself if no one's saying anything to him. Wormcoil Engine. Should probably be in every single deck, just because of the lifelink. And we have Skeletal Vampire to kind of block the skies with your little flying bats if you need to. My Toadic Slime is insane in this deck. You put out Prosh, and then you get all these tokens, and then you put up my Toadic Slime, and you can pretty much take somebody out of the game with just that 2 combination that's going on. I mean, and it's absolutely insane with any of the doublers, like any of the token doublers I have in this deck. Like, it goes crazy. Like, this is like the hidden MVP of this deck, probably. And we have Hornet Queen. Once again, block the skies. Hooded Hydra's newer edition. I just love it with any of my doubling abilities. Like, it'll get double counters and get double the amount of snakes that enter. Great sack outlet to Prosh. And then we got Siege Gang Commander. I guess you can remove some things, like an early Fauna Shaman or something with him, but just fine with the amount of tokens it gets. Felden of the Third Path used to be Kiki-Jiki Mirror Breaker. I took that out for him because I think he's a lot better, because I have a lot of creatures that makes tokens, and being able to bring those creatures back over and over again is absolutely insane. Like, in this deck, this card is insane. Like, you can just keep making tokens on a dime. Like, keep bringing back my Toadic Slime and see what people say. They're like, okay, that's a little ridiculous. Alright, now we have ways to make haste. Chroma's Moral is great because and a ramping strategy, 7 mana is not a sweat. And, not only do they get haste, but they get flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, and protection from black and red, which can be very relevant. We got Fires of Yavimaya. And we got Ogre Battle Driver, which sometimes can take over a game just for making tokens. Like, you make a lot of tokens, give them all haste and +2/+0. This card is insane in this deck. It's amazing. I love this card. I love the art, the promo art for it, too. Alright, and we have Night Soil to deal with graveyards. And while it's dealing with the creatures in the graveyards, it exiles them. You get a 1/1 Saproling for each one. So you make some tokens while you do it. I love Night Soil. And now to our doublers. We got Doubling Season, which is an absolute broken card for this format. Like, being able to bring out a Planeswalker and ultimate him right away it's very unfair. And we got the Parallel Lives. Just double all the tokens that comes out. Primal Vigor. Just remember, this doesn't work on your Planeswalker, and it does work with everybody else. So play it at the right time. Play with caution. We got Strionic Resonator, which is another kind of hidden gem I got in here, which is amazing because you can cast Prosh, and with the extra ability, you can copy the amount of tokens that comes in. So instead of, in the beginning, him coming in, having 6, you wait till you get extra 2 mana, or maybe you already ramped to it. And instead of 6, you'll have 12 of them come right out. So Strionic Resonator is ridiculous. It's a hidden doubler for tokens. We also have Eldrazi Monument just to protect all of our tokens until we can get the... this is when you start thinking about, okay, maybe I can, get in there and pump all my creatures up with, like, Garruk or something. But most of the time, this just holds off, and it also helps block the skies with some of your tokens. This card is absolutely... If you're playing any token deck, you need this in your deck. Next 2 cards are ways to kind of combo with your sacrificing effect to gain life back, because a lot of people are going to see you come out quick and they're going to be like, all right, we need to take this under control, but being able to gain the life back for each creature you sacrifice is really good. And Blood Artist is just a better version of Falcon Wrath. And then we have Exsanguinate. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, boring. But you know what? It really is good. Even if you're not doing something funny like sacrificing all your creatures to Ashnod's Altar to just kind of make this spell go crazy, it's also really good just even if you pay a little bit into it, because you'll be gaining life for each opponent that loses it, and that's tremendous, is being able to gain life back. Like, it's a staple in any deck playing black, just to gain some life back. And a lot of people are going to see this card and go, oh my god, you're playing this in your Prosh deck, that's rude. But I have no protection for Prosh at all, so I need an alternate way to win, and this card is that alternate way. And also, it needs moving pieces for it to work, and because I don't play tutors, I think it's fair, because it's whenever a creature is put into a graveyard from play, you may have Vicious Shadow deals damage to target player equal to the number of cards in that player's hand. Like, a lot of people are going to be like, that's absolutely insanely broken, and it is, but once again, no tutors. You gotta have moving pieces for it to work. You need to have tokens. You need to have a sack outlet, and if Prosh is tucked, that's tough to do. I mean, that's why I have alternate sack outlets in this deck, is because of this card. This is my alternate way to win, because sometimes the game has to end, and this card does it. And then we have Goblin Bombardment. Once again, you need the sack outlet. This could be removal too. This could take care of creatures that just need to go away. But most of the time, it's just going to be the extra sack outlet you need, and it also deals damage to the face. Perfor's God of the Forge is probably the funnest way to win the deck, because I mean, usually this card will take over a game by itself because of all the and it hits everybody at the same time. So a lot of people are going to be like, you're going to get kind of a target on your back, but by that time it should be like, okay, I'm kind of taking over this game anyways. So Perfor's is really good. And so that is my Prosh Commander deck. So if you guys liked it, like, favorite, and subscribe. Tell me, guys, what you think of the deck. Let me know if there's anything I should be putting in it. Just let me know if you like it. If you think it's a terrible deck, you hate it, just let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't have a deck list yet for this. I haven't put in a deck list yet online, but maybe eventually in the future I'll have a link in the description below. So just if you guys want the deck list for it, eventually it'll probably come. I'll eventually put it into the description below. So yeah, like, favorite, subscribe. You guys have a good day. Bye.